Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Any sound? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, cool. So now that we've got some sound. So I did try having Lolo on call, and we were just gonna have a little chat through some op hits. So this is the team I'm in, and the team's Breaking Ballz. So 25 man hitting Forlorn Hope. We've had some quite nice rolls recently. We've had some quite nice hits as well. As you can see, we're pretty consistent on here. So we've only got one fail in the last 20. So yeah, not too bad. Where do you want to start, guys? Throw out some hits that you want to see. If there's anything that catches your eyes. You want to see a Ford hit on Titanic? See if he's got a face plant on there. Everyone loves a good Ford face plant. So this was just over 1.4 mil. And Ford is generally quite good with this hit. I can't actually remember what happened with this one. Let's have a little look. I might put some game sounds on in a second. So you can see the range of the rocket launcher there. It's just got one shot off. Oh. Ford likes to play with fire a bit. So he's already lost brick. Pretty sure he's still got half of this core. Oh no, maybe not. Everyone loves a Ford face plant. Okay, let me just turn some sounds on, just so we've got a little something. It's a bit boring without any sound at all. So we have got some pretty good hitters in here, apart from Ford. He sucks. So yeah, we've just been messing around. We've had some quite easy rolls, really. This minnow was pretty gross from what I remember. Yeah. So you've got the rocket launcher there covering landing, so you can't gap smoke. You still got your 5 shocks. And we're looking at just short of 3 million on the core. So he's just clearing mines at the moment. So he's going in at a diagonal so he can just use one less smoke. And then straight up. Already lost delay there. Let's see how he gets on with the shocks. Oh, he's just missed one there. That was a bit unlucky. So what was the next hit on there? Just trying to think of what the really good hits that we've had recently. Okay, so on this up, I did Java. So we've got this rocket launcher covering the shore here. So I've used a cross path. So you come up next to this machine gun here, and then you're going to flare up next to this mortar, and then up. We're just collecting a few cells, and the health was 2.1 million. So this is using a 6.4 account. We'll speed this up a little bit. I quite like this path. I don't use it very often, but we lost a couple, I think, around here. Oh no. But this path is really consistent if you use the right flares. So once you get to here, you're flaring up just right of these two sniper towers, so just left of those. And then they're going to go up through the flamethrowers. Just a little double smoke at the end. So at this point I knew I had 4 shocks, so I just went safe. Again, repeat shots. Nice easy kill when you don't have the shock launchers here. If the shock launchers were there, I would have went with 3 shocks initially and then gone for the impossible shock for the last. But I was fairly happy with that. Always nice to get over 2 mil. What else we got? So we've got Manti as well on this up, which was quite nice. So Suli opened it. He had a bit of a dodgy flare on this, which cost him the delay, but he still managed to get half. Speed up the walk. So as you can see, so that flare is just 1 tile left of where it should be, which got them sitting a bit strange and walking strange as well, which cost him a delay. But still, as I said, he does take half of this still. So this is 2.7 million on this core. Just repeating those critters. It's quite nice with the only a couple of rocket launchers up top. So nice hit from Suli. And then we've got Ford. So we all call him Manti Ford because this is basically his attack. He always collects a couple of cells here. And then again, same walk. You see he's just gap smoking there. Again, strangely, Ford did lose delay as well. It's just a bit random. But still manages to get the kill. Pretty much always spot on with those shots. I know a lot of people struggle with those. So if you didn't already know, I'll just pause it now. So the shock points are on this cannon, and then in between these 2 cannons, this cannon and this cannon. And then you should hit the shocks every time. So it was quite nice from those 2. How many we've got on at the moment? I see Flint saying, oh my god, 25 man doing FH. It's not that bad. So we've got Rightone here on Chimera. Fairly standard Chimera. You've got this one covering, so you don't want to lose your hero to that. So that's why he's dropped the hero first, I think. You wouldn't normally drop your hero on this hit. You'd just drop the 3 boats. Hey Kate, nice to see you on. So obviously you would normally have the rocket launchers above core, above that machine gun as well. He hasn't got them on this hit, so he's just dropping the rest of his boats there as well. Critters just to distract the grappler there as well, which is quite a good little thought. So you've got 1, 2, 3 shocks on this because that one doesn't range a core. And obviously 1 there for the shock launcher. So 4 shocks in total. you can pretty much just shock the world. Oh, sorry, I forgot these mortars as well. There'll be a couple more. This is always the boring part of this hit. But flare points are always pretty much the same on this. I actually prefer to flare just above that cannon rather than to the left of it. But because he's going straight to the kill zone, it's fine. And Rye's pretty much always clean with his hits. Not often you see a face plant from him. You see he goes for the rocket launchers last because of his blow. It's a nice hit there from Rye. So on the core there was 1.8 million before he started. Nice solo. Is there any attacks that anyone wants to see in particular? Any maps that people want to see in particular? Quite a nice one a few ops ago, I think it was. We had Redline. Sorry, this thing's doing my head in. So this cooker was quite nice in 3. You see you've got the Doom Cannon there. So Rye's just going to hack the 2 rocket launchers. Again, most people on this attack think that you always have to go for the ring first. You don't. You can go right first, clear up around here, and then go, and you can do a little bit of a setup as well. So you can see he's using 1 boat of riflemen, he's using 3 boats of Zookas. He's going to save some bombardiers. If I remember rightly. Yeah. He's got the bombardiers out now and they're really good for taking out these shield gens. Clearing some mines for the rush as well. We did try and bait one of our hitters into trying to go for this in 1 afterwards, but he missed the shock and had to go for a setup. But still really nice open there from Rye. Got a lot of work done. The second hit was by Red. So as you can see, he had the Scorcher there set up because he was going to go for the cooker ring and then go for the kill as well. Let's speed this up a little bit. So he's lost delay there, which isn't too much of an issue. He's only lost it on a few. Trying to save as much gunboat energy as possible. Red's probably the most consistent hitter I think I've ever seen. But as you can see, he did lose a few there. Does still manage to get out all of the ring, even with only a few girls. But he's in the dead zone of all of these. Still a really nice hit. especially after losing as many girls as he did. He's going to try and take out some of these cannons now. Just speed this up. Yeah, okay, red's pretty good. Just going to clear up this front a little bit now as well, I think. Red actually goes with a kill as well. So he uses his full 6 account on this. So that's 4 GBE, 6 true damage. Take out some of these bits first, just so they don't catch him on the way back down. So as you can see, he's just gaining a little bit extra GBE there, only having the 4 troop damage, sorry, with the 4 GBE. So it's a fairly standard rush. Fukuko's kept his shock mine there. And if you can see, he's not actually going with the Scorcher hit, he's going to go with Bullet on this one. He's dropped all 8 boats of girls. Red's a bit of a sicko, to be fair. Dropping Bullet at the same time so we can get that little bit of separation. And then flaring call. See the shocks. So he's only gone with 4 shocks. Perfect hit. And a Smeanus to boot. That's what we all like to see. It's a great hit from Red. Strategize on this one. So what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We just started messing around on these really because we had so many hits left. As you can see, a lot of the hits will be unboosted as well towards the end of ops. This was probably the hardest op that we had in quite a long time, with it taking all 25 hits. I opened Strategize on this one. This is one of my favourite hits. So it's just clearing the mines. I'd already scouted all these mines to make sure none of them were a 22. So I actually dropped out some riflemen to deal with the grappler, so I didn't lose too many girls. I'm going to drop Bullet quite late on this hit as well. This account was 5-5 at this point because of the GBE boost, and these had, if I remember rightly, 320k on them. So I knew 5 boats would be fine to take it down in 2 hits. So I've already lost delay on this, so I had to hit that early. I didn't want to lose Bullet. So 2 hits there, and a re-smoke. And then it's all fairly standard from there. We'll speed this bit up. We're going straight to the back. And then you don't actually need any shocks on this attack. So Bullet will just keep everything locked down while you take them out. And then once that's down, you just drop a couple of boats of bombardiers at the front. I actually wanted a little bit more on this attack, but I fled into this corner thinking I was going to be out of range of these flamethrowers, because I knew that this was going to be picking me off. But still got quite a nice amount of work done. Clearing a few mines there for the rush as well. Could have got a bit more done. I had a bit more time, but obviously took them to the death. So the next hit on Strategize was from Jim. This is Jim Bob. So he's going to use 3 boats to take out this top generator. So I'll just speed that up a little bit. Not too sure why he dropped critters there. I think it was an accident. But he still manages to get the shield generator, which was nice. And he's just going to bar out those rocket launchers and clear these front gens. Now, for me, I personally would have gone Bombardiers here, just because of their accuracy. The accuracy is much better, but obviously you're going to drop a lot of health off the core as well. Hi Vikalp, welcome to the stream. Possible to go. No, okay, you can't really go from the top right to the top left SG. GB's the issue there. It's just not possible unless you had cheap smokes and the extra gunboat energy in the same tribes. I don't think you'll ever see that happen. So we'll just go on to the next hit on there. So that was Jim again. I think this was just a clear up. I know he actually goes for the kill here. The problem here is that this shock launcher isn't gone. He did lose a hero quite early there as well. So he gets a good amount off this. Even though he missed the one rocket launcher over here. So yeah, that was still a nice rush from Jim. I think... Oh, it is the one. So this is the one. So this is Jack. He's a grumpy old man in the task force. He's actually 84. So he's doing well for his age. At the moment he's in full isolation. You know, age bracket and all. So this was Jack on here. This was a complete faceplant, which was always funny to see. Jack is a really consistent player actually. He's a good player. He threw his critters out late, so Brick died. Then he got himself all in a fluster and managed to fail on like 300k, which was funny. Not so funny when we was on such a tight up, but it's good to see. Oh, sorry, I just lost it now. And then the kill was by Hawk. I think he just went in masterpiece boost on this. As you can see, there's hardly anything on the core. And it's just a farming part. Yeah, fairly easy just to get the finisher. Torrent was quite an ugly torrent from what I remember. So yeah, it wasn't great. We did manage to sabotage one of the SGs there. Obviously you got the extra rocket launcher here, extra one here, grappler doesn't help, and then these 4 extra rocket launchers as well. So yeah, it was an interesting one. So we've got Ty, the Intel God, going in first. I'm going to take out this one SG and then do a couple of hacks as well. So just got a flash kill on that. Clearing a couple there and saving Sparky. It's got the one hack on the SL. I think he did want a couple more of these rocket launchers as well, but she went down fairly quick on the second hack. Still a really nice hit from Ty. And then second hit was by Pio Pardo. We like to call him Poop. He's just flirting with the range of the rocket launcher on this one. So he has dropped all 8 boats as well. It's one of those operations where you don't really mess around trying to drop 5 or 6 boats for the SGs and get fancy. You just need to get in and get the job done. Now, I always like to do that as well. I always flare the furthest one away. A lot of people will flare the first one, but then I think you risk in popping out the back of your smoke and losing your delay. So I prefer to go for the furthest first. That was a nice hit from Poop. Striker then, I think, went with a setup. We had 2 hits left. Was it set, or did he just go for it? This operation, when I went to bed, did not look in good shape at all. So it was really nice to wake up and see it dead. He takes a good half off this core. Almost gets it. So on this, it was 1.7 million almost. And then Kerr came in and had a fairly easy kill. Pretty much get there, get 2 shots off with your delay. And that was Torrent going down. Fairly ugly one, that was quite good. Is there anything that anyone wants to see? Anyone in the chat? No. Let's have a little look at Maze. You want to see red line? Okay. Let's find a red line. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so red line was 3 attacks on this one. Let's show the open by Suli. Suli's pretty good at this open. This open is so key to keeping the delay, so you've got a bit of time to get the shocks out. And then he's going to drop Sparky on the right to hack these 2 end ones. This was a great open by Suli. You see there's not a lot around this rocket launcher to take it down, so so they are going to have to take it out with the girls. Well, he barrages this one. So getting that whole front line in one hit is always a really, really nice hit. He's just clearing some mines up there as well. That was a great open. And then Jack went in. I think we still had the speed Grens at this point, as I like to call them, the Grens on crack. I've only tried it a couple of times, Kay. It's not one of my favourite opens, that's for sure. So you can just bar out that mortar now. Just going to keep everything shocked here while the crack Grens go to work. So it's just one shock repeated on them. And then it's just moving into position. That flare is fairly key. You always want to flare back rather than to the spot where they sit, because then they'll walk onto it and you won't lose as many. So again, two really nice hits to open it up. Just clearing some mines so people can choose whichever they want to walk, really. Yeah, red line is a bit nasty at times. That was a good hit by Jack. And then we've got Incognito finishing it off with Bullet. There wasn't a lot left on that, and we still had the cheap barrage at this point as well. Let's speed this up for the walk. So again, this is all about keeping the delay. You can see shock bullet in front of everything. That way it's nice and easy. Just a great hit there from Incognito. This strategize. So we've got three. I think this was a 3 hitter. Yeah. So I'm fairly sure we went for a free snipe on this one. Must have been. So fairly low force points. No problem, Kay. Let's speed this up. So Ty is going in for a complete left side clear on this one. It was actually a really clever hit. As you can see, he's got all the rocket launchers. That was a really nice open. Then the next hit on there was from Striker. He's going to hack these 3. A double hack re-smoke. I'm just going to take out this one. Now you've got that whole left side clear for Bombardier free snipe. Take out these shield gens. Obviously the more you take out on the turrets and everything else, you're going to reduce the core health as well. So he's barraged out the 2 shock launchers that were above core there as well. And then he's just going to attack core as much as possible, reduce that. Great hit there from Striker. And then we've got Sketch coming in to finish it off with the Bombardiers as well. So just finishing off that shock launcher up there so it can't pick anything else. And then it's just a bit of a wait then to see it drop. It's just quite nice seeing an alternative way of taking out strategize as well. Especially when you've got these rocket launchers this side, it did help, made a difference with the open on there. No, that minnow was gross. I managed to get the easiest maze kill in the world the other day, which was quite enjoyable for me. So we'll see the opens on it. So we've got JD open. So it's your fairly standard maze open. He's going to go with Everspark. He gets the 3 hacks off. You need to drop those critters after you've done the initial double hack. If you don't drop the critters, then what happens is the laser will just instantly fire on Sparky and just ruin the hit. This was a really nice opener from JD. Just go back over. I think he was actually out of GBE at this point. Well, pretty much. Just going to farm up a little bit so he can take out this top shot blaster. Okay, that's the standard open. It's going to clear some mines there as well for the right side hit. Great open. We still got anyone in the chat? So you've got Jim next on maze as well. So he's going for the top gens. This for me is, I would say, one of the hardest hits in the game. I think I've only ever managed it once. And that was probably by luck. So obviously you're going to save as many of these cells as possible. Just going to come across now. So for this one we've got no laser beams where these boom cannons are. They're normally laser beams, but we do have extra rocket launchers So the timing on the shocks on this is really important, and the reflares. So you're going to have to go these first. Obviously you always prefer this one's first. But this was just pretty much perfect timing on the reflares on the shield gens. And you left a little bit on that one, which we could just barrage, so that wasn't really an issue. That was a great hit there by Jim, clearing some mines as well for the rush. And all mines apart from that boom mine are now clear for the right side gens. So next attack was Striker for the right gens. Just going to clear a few of those mines so he doesn't get caught up on any of those shock mines. You notice he flared a little bit too close to the barbed wire then, so he shocked just left of it a bit more. So he's got 5 shocks on this one. It's a great hit by Striker. Yeah, it's just making sure all the rest of the mines are cleared for the rush, and he's barting out that last one as well. So great hit there. Always a fun one to watch. And then you got me with a kill. This is rare. You don't ever really see me doing this attack at all. But I wanted to get some practice in. I think we still had something like 16 hits at this point. It was a stupid amount of hits left anyway for some really easy finishes. Just going to be farming up all these. So on this one you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shocks. Me being a bit of a wimp, I did leave some critters just up on these top cells, just in case I failed it. So then they could kick me and the next guy would still have all the cells there. You can see the critters going out there. So you always flare in front of these shock launchers first. Just risking it on the delay there a little bit. And then these next 3 smokes are really important to throw together. And this is flare core. I think this was after reducing all the cells, it was about 1.3 million, I think. There we go, fairly clean for me. Quite enjoyable hit, and a meanest to boot. Is there anything anyone wants to see? Anything else? We've got Alamo, that was 1, 2, 3. This wasn't a great Alamo, as you can see. Take care, Kay. Thanks for coming on. This was a really nice open here by Hawk. Bit of a difficult one. Next hit was by Ty. It's just going to be a case of clearing it up now and leaving it for the free snipe. We're barraging these machine guns as much as possible because you can't hack them. It's a nice clear by Ty. And then no, wrong one. And the kill by Kerr. I'll see if the the Alamo in 2 is still on here that me and Evsy did a few days ago. It was quite a fun open. So we know what happens there. I can't remember if it was the last stop or the one before. That must have gone. Yeah, it looks like it's gone. That's a shame. That was a fun one. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go down and get some tea. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. Just a little bit of a random stream for something to do. And take care. Cheers. Bye.